Hang on just a sec. Is it still working? Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Mural Dreams by Laura. Today we're gonna do some doodles that are easy for anyone to do and follow along. And I'm gonna use some little cards. I think they're just roughly 3 inches, 2.5 by 2.5. And I'm gonna use some pencils and pens, but you can use whatever you want. So we're gonna follow the principles of Zentangle pretty much, because it gives you some structure and it's a lot of help when you're dealing with the fear of the empty page. So that has been, that's a thing with a lot of artists, just not knowing where to start. And this gives you some feet to stand on, gives you a lot of cool patterns and ideas and philosophy, and it's just, you can look into it. I'm probably gonna do a lot of videos with Zentangling and patterns. I feel like this is really gonna change the game. All right, so let's put this aside, and you wanna grab a cup of tea, you can grab a cup of coffee. It's early morning in Pennsylvania, so we're gonna start by making some. Just gonna grab one tile. They call them tiles, and just going to make 4 dots to fight against that fear of the empty page. There you go, you have some dots. Now it's no longer empty. And then we're gonna connect them to make a frame. So making a frame, and these don't necessarily have to be straight lines, just breathe mindfully and gratitude and appreciation for this beautiful paper, for these tools, for our health. It's all about awareness. So after we've done these steps, like the corner dots and the frame, we're gonna make a string. So just let your pencil glide onto the page in non-deliberate fashion, but spontaneous rather. And this will be this string will be the matrix, kind of like what our patterns will be separated by. And it's rather a suggestion. If you'd like to take it, it's there to help you, not to be a hindrance. So then, let me put some music in my ears, because I know I have music playing out there. And I put the same exact music for me to listen to. I hope you're enjoying the music. Right. So then I'm using this micron pen, and the O1. So the first pattern is called Crescent Moon. And so we start by just making these kind of half moon shapes, half circles. And they are big proponents of turning your page, turning your tile, so that you can make all of the strokes evenly. And so, you know, that's what they're saying. However, sometimes I feel like it's okay to brush your teeth with the other hand, you know what I mean? Like, if you do things a little differently, then you activate different parts of your brains. So... So just remember to breathe. And this marvelous time is for you. And it's about taking the time to enjoy every single stroke and enjoy the process rather than having to look forward to a result, because we can be pretty result oriented as a society, and that can put a lot of pressure on us. That line was a little awkward there, but it's okay if your lines are not perfect. They don't have to be perfect. And then this, what I'm doing here is called, excuse me, an aura, spelled A-U-R-A. It's just like Laura without the L. And it's just following, it's making a line around the previous pattern. So after I'm gonna show you all these really easy patterns that you can use as a beginner, then we're gonna do a little mandala, maybe flower looking. So there you go, that is the crescent moon shape. I had to give up my music idea. Okay, and then let's do another pattern over here. This is called halaba. It's a really fun pattern that you just draw behind the pattern that is in front, and it creates the illusion of three-dimensionality, which is a really cool thing that I love about the Untangle. So you can make straight lines, you can even make them tapered at the end like that. You notice how I'm only filling in just a section, just that section, and now I'm not going over, I'm just going under. See how cool it makes it look like that belt, the strip is going underneath. I think I showed this in my previous video when I did a dandelion video. That's even before I had the book, because I really liked this. So you can make smaller strings too. It adds more interest. And the whole point of this is let your mind relax and wander and not worry so much about what you're doing because you don't really have a specific result in mind. So when you don't expect much, then you're likely not to be disappointed. So the whole philosophy of focus on the process rather than the end result. Now let's do something that goes a different way here, smaller one. You see, when I put the thinner ones in the back, it really gives the illusion of the ones in the back are smaller because they're further away. And that's a cool way to add some depth. And maybe one is even more curved. Let's this one do that. Hey, Louis! Oh my goodness! Louis Guidari in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, really nice to have you here. Oh, nice. So this is called Halaba. Halaba. We make another one. I actually got a request for drawing faces and flowers, so I'll probably be doing that in my next videos. Cause to be honest, I want to learn how to draw flowers and faces. I mean, faces for a long time. So now I'm gonna do, oh, let's go around with this halaba and go around like here. Never mind, that one was a different pattern. Okay, yeah, let's do that pattern over here. This one is called Floors. You just woke up. Is it 7 o'clock over there where you are? Or 9? I know we're an hour difference. So for this one, you're just making kind of a grid. And of course you can make the grid straight lines, but I always like to add a little bit of a curve, I think. And it's cool because it goes along with the curve of the the curve of the string. So then in these portions where they unite, well, this is a good morning wake up video to watch. I'm drinking coffee, I'm drinking tea. So as I was saying, I am taking requests on what you guys wanna learn, because I love experimenting with different mediums, different techniques. I feel like it's just fun to keep learning new things and not get stuck into one particular thing. Can get pretty obsessive if you just do one thing. Like, I've been doing a lot of acrylic painting in the past because I started with painting murals, so that's all with latex acrylic. Oh, it's 8 there too. It's 8 here too. In Pennsylvania. Kind of a chilly morning today. I woke up, well, I went to bed about 10 o'clock because I go to bed with the chickens generally. But I really tried to wake up early, before 5:30. My alarm clock always rings at 5, but I always just close my eyes for another couple minutes and I fall asleep until 5:36, if it's really bad 6. Oh, then the whole day's gone. What's the point? So that is the pattern Floors. So then It's another pattern. I really like this. I really like the. Actually, let me show you something. Yesterday, I was doing some some drawings for this next mural that I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a stone. Sorry about that. It's gonna be a stone patio. Um, kind of faux finishing. So I followed pretty much this pattern, but I made the stones a little more, you know, kind of more chaotic, not really in a very specific ordered structured like that, but it was the same principle. I just put some lines in, and then you connected all those lines with ink, and that gives it a really cool um, stone pattern. These were the first two, but I I thought that they were a bit too rounded for a patio, so I thought this was a bit more patio-ish. And yeah, I really like how these came out. So you can use this pattern to make stones or little pebbles. Now this next pattern is called printemps. Printemps. It means spring in French. It's basically spirals. I feel like I make that one a bit too loose. Gotta make them a little tighter. And then you can make some that look like they're behind. No, excuse me, let me take a sip of tea. Thanks, Louis. Thank you. I have a love-hate relationship with commissions. You know, because sometimes you get something that you wouldn't have done, but the same note, it kind of forces you to do something different and to learn something new, which is really cool. And then you make new things that you wouldn't have made before. I mean, unless it was for the commission. So that's a nice thing about commissions. Also, you get paid for commissions, which is amazing. Gives you more, you know, finances to pursue your projects, your soul projects, as it were, which it takes a lot of soul to make those projects. So this is just spirals. You keep going with these spirals, make them behind and in front, and you know, on their own they might not look like much, but once you make the whole tile and you shade it, and you can use these patterns to make other things, which is what excites me even more. I think I'm gonna go inside and make another spiral inside the spiral. I feel like I left too much space. And you know, it's really okay if your hand is wobbly and doesn't like to draw straight lines. It's okay. We don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents. I hope that's not copyrighted. No, because everybody says that. It's kind of like a whole bunch of licorice, right? Doesn't make you a little hungry for licorice rolls or lollipops? That would be cool to have a whole lollipop garden or a orchard. Should make them all into trees. It gives you ideas and then lets your mind flow and relax, which is what this is all about. And look at their patterns. Their circles, their printemps. Ooh, and you can even make them. Oh, this one is beginning to look kind of triangle-ish. I like that. You make them into different. That would be so cool, actually, to start it as a circle and then to make it into a triangle gradually, and then to slowly turn it into more of a square. That might be cool to do in another. I don't want to. Well, it doesn't matter. These are just practice, anyways. I really like using these micron pens. I'm pretty new to the concept of doodling. I know it's strange, but we all have our things that we're not, well, I was gonna say we're not proud of, but just nothing to be proud or not proud of, you know? It's just a fact. We're too much in our heads. So let me know if you're gonna pick up a commissions are nice. I agree. Once I painted this sport mural, and I'm really not a sportsy person. It was a Eagle versus Giants mural. It was this iconic moment in NFL. I think it was, oh my god, people are probably gonna laugh at me now, but you know, a momentous moment in the history of sports when Chuck Bednarik knocked over Frank Gifford and he was pounding his fist into the air. I don't know if you know this. I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for the commission. So that was actually my very first commission, my very first mural commission. And that made me really happy. It was something completely out of my comfort zone. I don't think I had ever painted people. And although his face wasn't really, it was a black and white picture from, I don't know, very long time ago. But what, 1920s? No, I don't know. I'm just not gonna talk anymore. But you know, I learned things about sports. So now we're gonna make some negative space in there. We're just gonna, oh, the interstices. We're just going to paint these spaces in between the lollipops. We're gonna draw them in, and that's gonna make them pop out even more. I think I could use a thicker pen. I have a 0.5. Let's do the 0.5. Get a whole set of these because I thought, you know what, I want to doodle more. Since I usually just work in large scale, it takes a lot of energy to set up. Takes a lot of energy to get an idea, and it's honestly a lot of investment of time and space and materials, but most importantly, you know, just the fear of messing such a big project up. And it being a big project, he's saying, oh, this is, you know, having to prepare. Now I love big projects, but I feel like doing only big projects doesn't give me enough time to play, which is something that I really need to do more. because being an artist and making commissions and all that is really nice, and it pays the bills, and um, it fulfills a certain need in one's life. However, artists started making art mainly to play and explore and learn new things and relax, because art is supposed to be relaxing, and art in itself is a means of transcending the cruelty of everyday life. And if you make art into a means to achieve something else, even though I'm saying that art is relaxing, you shouldn't say, oh, I'm going to do art because it's relaxing. Or should you? I don't know what anybody should do or say. I'm not a Greek philosopher, but I think art for its own sake, just to spend some time with yourself and create something, just to express something, to give everything else a rest, I suppose. Yeah, I do have a website if you want to take a look, Lewis. It's muraldreams.com, and in the murals section, it's in the residential murals area. I didn't paint a lot of murals because I only started a couple of years ago. I don't know, 5 years ago. And I started painting not too long before that, so it's a lot of learning. If you're on your own, it's a lot of learning, the art and then the business side of things, to market and get out the word. But it's fun along the way. See, these are starting to look nice now. Lewis, actually yesterday, oh my god, I was, how I said that my mom called? Well, after my mom called and I joined your live again, I must have been delayed. So then everything that I said, since the video was showing me what happened like 5 minutes ago, and so I was seeing everything so delayed, and I thought you were you had a delay in seeing the comments. So then when the stream stopped, everybody was saying goodbye, and I'm like, what? He's just in the middle of it. Why is everybody saying goodbye in the comments? And then I realized, wait a minute. Oh, that was nothing like one of those moments to make you feel special. Like, oh, he did say there's no delay on his part, and I'm like, well, obviously there's a delay on my part, so somebody else must be wrong. It just made me think about how interesting it is how we perceive things usually. How we always think that somebody else has the problem, but not us. We're totally fine. We're totally cool. It's really difficult for us to see a problem with ourselves because we have such a close-up perspective. I know there's a slight delay, but it wasn't as big as I saw it, because obviously there was a delay on my part because I joined. Yeah, anyway, you know how you can go back in a live stream a couple minutes or however long you want to go back, you can go back. So yeah, that's nice. And we can we can add some shading to this to make everything a little more. Oh, I also have a space here. Should I just leave it like that, or should I? Maybe I can just continue. I can just continue the. I have a low latency, very low latency. Okay. I think I have low latency. So I'm just gonna continue these. See, there was a barrier here, but you don't necessarily have to follow it if you wanna break the rules a little bit. Like a rebel. That line was awkwardly straight. Okay, so now just gonna do that. And then you can do some really impressive things with shading, because right now it looks quite two-dimensional. If you add some shading, you can make some pretty interesting things. And then I'm already thinking, wow, I can take these shapes and I can make different landscapes using them. And, if you want, you can even go out of the frame like a true rebel. A lot of OCD people are right now like, oh no, what have you done? It's okay. Just like when Bob Ross puts a big tree dab smack dab in front of something that he worked for 15 minutes on. Like, a lot of people are not gonna like this, but it's your world and you dominate it. Very good life philosophy. Now, generally, you see how interesting it is, these... Oh, my website is... Here, I'll type it in. It's Mural Dreams. There you go. All right. Well, let's do some shading. So you can use a pencil for shading, and then use one of these tortillon. It's a wrapped paper. I already have a lot of graphite on this, so when I do this, when I just rub it slowly on the page, a lot of that graphite is gonna lift off. And actually, let me do it with the tip towards the line. Maybe I'll add a little more pencil there. Maybe I should use I have a 6B pencil here. It's probably a bit dark, but it's okay. Better than that mechanical. So when you shade, and you don't need to put a lot of graphite down, because that tortillon is really gonna pick it up and distribute it pretty well. And see how nice and smooth. And doing this shading is gonna make this tile, this portion, look like it's underneath, like it's recessed. Fun with shading. But it's really important when you shade to leave an area that is white. Now I could have shaded the inside. That would have made the inside darker, obviously. But yeah, not to go too crazy. Hello, Right Creations. What equipment do I use while I create videos? I use a camera. I actually have a video. I'll link to the video in my description at the end of the live. But I use a Canon SL3 Rebel camera. It's not the best camera, so I would, even a phone, like this phone of mine, it's a Pixel 3, but any kind of Android or pretty much any smartphone is really good to make videos. And to do my streams, I have a gap in my knowledge. I don't know. You did live stream, didn't you? How did you do a live stream with? You must have had a camera, because you can only do a live stream on your phone if you have over 1,000 subscribers. But oh, thank you. So I use a camera, and now I have a microphone because my camera's microphone was pretty bad, and it's a Rode mic, video mic Pro, a Rode Video Mic Pro. But as I said, a phone is really all you need. Also, you know what's really good to have? This is, if you were to get anything to improve your video quality, I would say get a tripod. And it doesn't have to be this particular tripod, but any sort of tripod that you can put on your table to hold your phone and to stabilize it. That would be the best thing, out of everything, I think. Because you like to play, a laptop is good too, so then you don't really need the tripod. So, but your videos are really good and I can hear you pretty well. And lights, you use a lot of natural light. In here where I am at the moment, I'm in a garage and I have the tiniest little window next to me, which it doesn't give off a lot of light. It's also north facing. So I have some lights next to me, some box lights that give off this white light. Otherwise, it would be really difficult. And then for live streaming, my husband bought some equipment that hooked up to the computer and some wires, and oh my god, I don't even know. I just learned how to go live on my own. And I'm really stoked about that, because before I would do these live streams on a weekend or on a Friday night, and I would have him set up everything and all the YouTube stuff, and I just really hated being reliant on him, and he would get really frustrated with a lot of things not working right, and then I would get frustrated for him. It's just, oh, thank you, Louis. It's the music is Epidemic Sound. I really love their music. I made a lo-fi playlist, lo-fi hip-hop. But yeah, this is actually my first stream that I scheduled. And something went kooky at the beginning of the stream. I don't know what it was, but I figured it out. It's just really empowering when you can do it on your own without depending on somebody. So you see now, I just while I was talking, I shaded all of these, and now it looks like some of them are on top of others. You see how that gives it a lot of depth? And if I wanted to, I could really darken in between over there, but I'm not doing that right now. And then for this other one, oh, how shall we do these? Let's just do the outer edges to make them look like they're a bit rounded. And when this one is on top of this one, we can shade the side of that one like that. We can shade the side of that one like that. When something is underneath something, it has the cast shadow from that object, which gives it that illusion of on top of. And this isn't a whole lot, it's just nobody watches your live streams. You know, my live streams are not really, they're difficult. They're difficult because I don't get a lot of views on my live streams. You just have to keep going. You have to keep doing them, and it gets you practiced with talking in front of people. Also, people do jump on and they jump off because maybe, you know, like a lot of people I saw on my live stream today had at one point like 7 people, and but now they're like 2 people, just you guys, and you know, people jump on and off. And live streams are difficult because it's like a time commitment, and they're nice because you can connect personally with somebody and to talk like that and to give a lot of information for somebody. You know, I feel like maybe live streams are more for your current subscribers, for the people who stick with you and wanted more of you, you know, which is really interesting because I just looked at my, I think it's a new analytic in YouTube. I went back there in YouTube analytics yesterday, and I think it might be a new thing because I've never seen before. So only 9% of my subscribers have all notifications on. So every time one of my videos goes out, only I think 40 something people or 50 people are notified. You know, like 9%, like 50 people out of almost 600, only that many. And out of those, I think about 50% come and watch my videos, because, you know, I just base it on comments. I get about 20, maximum 30 people to comment on my videos, on a good video, not on a crappy one, on a less than good one. You know, I get less comments and such, but people don't really turn on those notifications, and then if they don't know that you put out a video, they're not gonna come. So now I'm just going to make this look Harris Heller. Who is, oh, chill music for stream at Stream Beats? I've never heard that. But so I'm gonna just shade one corner down here, and that's gonna make it look like, it's gonna make it look a bit pillowy, like a pillow. Okay, and now I'm gonna take our little tortillon and shade towards the line so that you don't get any graphite on where you don't want to get graphite, like on the rest. We're just imagining, if you're imagining that the light comes from this portion, you know, maybe you can give it a little, I don't know. This isn't supposed to be realistic or anything. I'm just supposed to give it some dimension and make you imagine things. Lewis might know better where the light would fall. It all depends on how it looks and the angles. Didn't say you were live in the sub list. YouTube is weird. How did you get a notification that I went live? Is that how you came here? Well, I'm glad you guys are here anyway. So, yeah, look at these. Have a lot of personality. Should I? Nah, I think this is good. So, still see a little bit of that pencil mark. I don't know what happened to all of my erasers. All I have is this weird dragon or whatever it is. You can see a little bit of that line there. And you see how interesting how all of those lines that I previously made, the string is gone. Just like a matrix, when you fill a matrix with a pattern and you don't see the matrix, but it was underneath. And so this is the, come on, my first rectangle patterns. 4 patterns in here. So now let's do another one. And I'm gonna do the next one. Thank you, Lewis. Oh, I don't know what happened. The next, I got a notification on my phone that, because I have a different YouTube account too. And sometimes to give me more watch hours and stuff like that, I always watch my own videos on my other account. Just a tip for y'all. Oh, I'm glad you got a notification, Bright Creations. So this one is a different color. It's not the white. This one has the kind of a, oh, you know what? I didn't sign it, and they'd say, always sign it and make it your own. So I'm gonna do an L here, and then I'm gonna do a circle. And I'm gonna make this circle into an eye, because you know me and eyes. I can even give it, I know, it's so cheesy. There's always a time. They're kind of mystical, see? There you go, my signature now. Okay, and now you can also write on the back that it's an original Zentangle pattern and when you made it and all that jazz. So on the next one, oh, Lewis, turn on notifications right now. I command thee. Okay, so now, and if you guys are enjoying this stream, give it a like, y'all. I think I'm the only one who gave it a thumbs up because I'm a freak like that. Okay, so now we're gonna do this this architecture color paper. Oh, I'm really glad you're enjoying it, Bright. I am going to continue making creations and lives and all this stuff. So take a deep breath and let's make these four dots on our paper to banish our fear of the empty page. And then we're gonna connect them to make a frame, and this one I'm giving it a bit of a curve, making it more interesting. All right, I like that. So I'm gonna do 3 patterns in this one. So since I'm doing 3 patterns, we can divide our tangle into, yeah, let's do something like this and this. Let's see which is my favorite pattern in here. Okay, so the first one is called Shattuck. And so we're jumping in back with a pen. Just choosing one of these. Oh, this is the thick one. I'm just choosing one of these tiles and made sections. I'm making a line, and then I'm making another line to mirror it. That's called aura. And so another, keep doing these parallel sort of lines. Thanks, Lewis. Oh, I need to clean up. I feel like I need to clean up my website and give it a do-over. That's totally not parallel to the other ones as I was talking. But I just feel like I need a refreshing of my website. So let's do that, and then this one goes like that. So it's basically you're making this kind of ziggy-zaggy lines. I feel like I need to refresh my website look. I'm just not happy. I have wigs and they're just a pain in the butt. I think it was totally worth it to go with something more expensive like the other guys. I forget. There's a whole bunch of other guys who make websites. So then we're just going to parallel these lines like that. So we're going back and forth. So if I did that like that, we're going like that. This line goes like this, so this line goes like this. A bit of a brain work. It shouldn't be brain work. I'm making it unnecessarily. Don't forget to breathe. On your channel. I think you should do more drawings or guitar. I like your guitar playing, and you have a really nice voice. I think you should sing if you sing. If you're not comfortable with singing, it's okay, but I think you should focus on the creative side, because you are creative and you do some really nice things. And you're also good at tutorials. So what do you like doing best, and what do you think you could keep doing for a long time, you know? Because it has to be sustainable. Like, you have to keep getting pleasure from what you're doing, and if you have a lot of ideas about one particular thing, then maybe that's what you should focus on. I know it's so difficult when you like a lot of things. I was even thinking recently, what I was thinking of changing channels. Not changing channels, but rather starting another channel. So I'm gonna do something big here. Something big here because I really love this pattern. So this one is all about orbs. It's called jetties, I think, right? Jetties. So what do you like doing more? Do you like doing more drawings, or you have the guitar, so that's not a big investment, of supplies and materials. You can do that if you like to learn and to teach others how to play songs, or just to play them. I mean, I hope I helped, I'm trying. But, yeah. I feel like that kitty is not very reliable. It doesn't really want to come to you whenever you want it to come, or maybe you don't have it there with you all the time. But it's really nice that your parents let you explore your creative side. I think that's really nice. Then I'm making some of them here on the edges, as if you don't really see how I'm drawing behind. Because other things, like if you were to make reviews of things, like you did review of that soap, you would have to keep buying them, and that's a lot of money, to keep having to buy things to make a review for every single video. It may not be sustainable. So, but if you just get a notebook and some paper, a notebook and some writing utensils, a pen or something, then you can teach people how to draw this, how to draw that. And I think what's most important, even I'm struggling with this, but even more importantly than your niche, like what you should talk about, is figuring out who is your audience and who's watching your videos. And if you figure out who's watching your videos, then in the comments you can also ask them, what would you like to see next, or what do you want to see more of, and then your audience, your watchers will tell you. So I hope that helps. I really like making these kind of bubbles or balls, orbs. You look really cool when you draw them behind something else. And even if you mess up your lines a little bit, don't worry, because we're gonna go and add some texture and patterns to them. You know, for the longest time I've worked with a pencil and eraser, and the safety and security of that eraser is everything. You know, I feel so relaxed, or, you know, on one hand, it's reassuring to know that you can erase something if you make a mistake. But on the other hand, I think I said this in my previous video too, but on the other hand, you know, there's the thought that it's okay if I make a mistake, you know, I can erase it. So that knowledge sometimes can prevent me from doing my best, you know, just knowing that I can go back and erase it. Sometimes I'm not as mindful when making a mark on paper as I am when making a mark on paper with this kind of pen. So there is something to be said about foregoing the pencil and just going for just doing things with a pen. And I like that. And it also looks so much better. So just make, I think that's enough. Maybe that's enough jetties. And they make them, so let me show you their versions of jetties. Hang on. Oh, was that out of focus the whole time? Come on, focus. So that's how they show the jetties. They are this kind of, they look like balls, you know. This is the steps, these are the steps, and then they make them look like these billiard balls, kind of. So what I want to make is, what's the fun in making, you know, the same thing that somebody else has made? I'm a rebel. I'm gonna make them look like bubbles. So I'll leave the shading for last. I'll just shade them. So then for the last one, we have another network. It's called bales. Keep getting the wrong pen. So bales are lines again. Transparent? No, parallel. Strange things happen when you try to make art and talk at the same time. I'm trying to make these perpendicular. What's perpendicular like that? See how relaxing it is to just be able to follow a pattern and not really overthink much. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna just go from one end to the other and make this kind of curved line. Kind of like a smile and a frown. It's kind of like a little clothing that your line is wearing, so it doesn't get cold. And look also a little bit like a seed. And the beauty of these is that there's so many ways to make your own interpretation. So right now I'm just following their example because it's fun to try to do everything, and it's good to practice something basic and easy, and then I'm sure that the next time I'm gonna do this pattern, I'm not gonna do it the same because it's always fun to do something different, like a different iteration. You know, sometimes I make sketches for my mural paintings, and if it's for me, if it's not for a commission where I have to do exactly what I did for the sketch, I always change something. So yeah, that's our bales. And then we can go even further, and inside create an aura around those lines. Oh, I didn't get it here. So first I made the white paper, and now I'm using this architectural color paper. I forget the proper name, but it's a beige sepia tone, I think. So then the next one, it's probably going to be my favorite one, and can you guess what color paper it is? Oh wait, before we do that, let's shade. I just noticed that my pinky nail is broken. It was just fine this morning. Okay, so check this out. I'm just going to shade right here. Let's shade here too. There too? I don't know if I should have shaded there. Okay, let's start with that and see how it looks. See how it makes that on top of that? Looks like something is on top of something else. Just gives it fun dimension. Do the opposite one. Make them look like they're interlocking. Okay, if we don't like it, next time we won't put the shadow there. Maybe I shouldn't have, but it's okay. You gotta see what it looks like. And there's so much graphite on my tortillon that maybe somebody's gonna count how many times I said tortillon in this video. Like somebody doesn't have a better job. I think it looked better with just the shadow in one direction. But it's okay. This looks interesting too. And what if I think I'll just leave it like that. And then let's make the center of this darker. See how it makes it look kind of like those sofas where they have the recessed part where the button is, where they're sewed in. I don't know, sofa terms. I think what I'm actually doing right now is spreading the pen ink that hasn't fully dried. What happened? What happened, Lewis? Deceit? What is that? I don't know. Slang for cool people slang. Okay, and yes, let's make bubbles. I freaking love bubbles. So for a bubble, the structure of a bubble, let's do the background. Let's color the interstices black. I want a little bit of contrast. When is your video coming out, Louis? And for everybody else who's listening, you guys gotta go and check out. If you're here and you're liking this, even if you don't like this, you may enjoy Lewis's tutorials and art, and he's got great humor and skills. He's got skills fit for a royal person. So you might really enjoy his videos. Check out his stuff. He also does live streams and tutorials, drawings and oil paintings and all sorts of fun stuff that you probably will not find on this channel. Not at that capacity. Some patience involved. I mean, there's patience involved here too. I'm not poo-pooing my own stuff. Such an ugly word, I don't know why I said it. So this is cool. It's 9. MC Escher! Yeah! Oh my god, I love that guy. I love his stuff. I have some books that I should study. I really love his surreal and just psychological art. I don't know how he does those tessellations. I would love to learn how to do tessellations. I think if I learn how to do tessellations, I'll be a happy duck or something. Dragon duck, my butt. Yeah, all I have to do is study. That's all. Because I wonder who he studied. That's what I want to know. Oh, disconnected. That's not fun. To be disconnected from anything, but especially the internet. I would love to know what MC Escher studied, where he got his inspiration. Sometimes when I focus a lot on these patterns, on these little pieces of paper for a long time, I get teary. You got anything? Yay! Lewis! I'm totally gonna go and watch the video after this. I saw it's the picture that you posted on your Instagram, right? With the curtain and the real picture and the painting, and which one was the real one. That was, oh my god, the skills. How long did it take you to paint that? I know, it's such a cliche question. How long did it take you? It took you your whole life to learn those skills. You know. So don't feel like you need to answer that. It was a silly question that somebody else might have asked, not me. So make sure to go into today's Feature Friday in our VRA. Better make sure and go and post it there so that people can watch it. I have not posted my video there yet because they probably didn't post the Feature Friday yet. They work on their Las Vegas, California time, which is 3 hours ahead. No, 3 hours behind. Or probably just waking up now. Oh, you're posting short skits. Cool. I gotta go and watch it. I did not receive any I wasn't notified. I just learned that YouTube Shorts, since they just rolled out YouTube Shorts on my mobile phone, and I think they changed the way they do notifications on Shorts because they're probably expecting people to put out a lot of shorts. And a lot of people who subscribe to these channels, you know, like maybe they got used to a weekly video and they don't want to be notified every single day when somebody posts a short because they're so easy to post. So they changed the notifications for shorts, and they're only giving the notifications, they're only notifying those people who watch shorts, or you know, you can watch it if you go to the shorts shelf. And so that's okay, that's great, because I was really reluctant to post a lot of shorts because I don't want to detract, like scare away all my subscribers with annoying notifications every single day. But I have some ideas. I look forward to seeing your short skits. That is cool. Yeah, shorts are a really great way to get to reach a higher audience and to get more exposure. So you guys, you should all make shorts if you're a YouTuber. You know, just experiment and see what would work for you. Because my shorts get, like, some of them, not all, but you know, like 2 in 4, half of the shorts, maybe even 2 in 3 get 10 times the amount of views, and I also get subscribers from those views than my regular videos. So that's nice. Kruthika, I don't know. I don't know that. I'll have to check that out. Mermaid Scales. It's still May, so if you do art, there's a big hashtag going around that I actually have not explored, but Mermaid, they do May mermaids. That's what I'm seeing all the cool kids on Instagram doing. It's Mermaid. We're almost done with our background, or are we all done? Okay, that's nice. Just cleaning up some of those lines. Well, I like that. That's kind of like, it does look like bubbles. I like that much better. So let's make them bald man painting. Took 6 or 8 hours. Wow, seriously? You mean the Viking? The Viking painting, Lewis. Okay, so let's establish our bubble. So our bubble has here, up here, it has a reflection, a light reflection from the light that is cast. Because let's imagine the light coming from up here, and then up here is the darkest. I'm just gonna show. Let's use the 6B pencil. So up here is the darkest, and then it gets lighter as it goes down here. But up here it has a highlight. So I'm actually gonna use this white pen to add that highlight, and I think that's gonna give it a lot of dimension. So let's just add the highlight up there on all of them, or you know, most of them, whatever I can reach. I'm not going all the way down because this graphite is really strong, and I think the tortillon is really gonna bring the graphite down to the bottom. I have the talent, which, you know, that's one of the reasons why I really don't like working in pencil so much. I'm such a smudger. You know, it's really difficult for me to make a clean artwork, which I'm always striving to make it more clean, and it just feels like I always muddy it up. I really don't like that. So I think using pen rather than pencil will really help me achieve a more cleaner look in my art, is what I'm hoping for. You started a website, cool. Oh, you write poems? Nice. I started with Wix too. I had the free website for a while, and then I upgraded to, because I also have some artwork for sale up there, so I upgraded it. So now I actually pay. I pay pretty, yeah, too much. I pay too much for Wix. I just feel like next year I'm gonna ditch them and go for somebody. Squarespace, that's the one. You know, they're more expensive, but I feel like they have a better, more easy to user-friendly website. So, okay, let's you know, if you have this kind of tortillon, I don't know where all my good erasers are. This is what I'm doing. Oh, I know. I hope I still have one eraser in here. Okay. So if you have a tortillon and it's kind of dirty, you can just do this. You know, clean it up. This is what I was oh, this is not what I was talking about. Never mind. I was talking about the eraser in form of a pencil. Let me show you. Although this is where I found about it. I have this eraser in form of a pencil. It's all dull now, but when you sharpen it, you can get into really tight spaces with that, and it also has one of those things that you can clean up your eraser marks. So, right, let's just shade. And I'm not going all the way down because I want the bottom to be the lightest part. Much easier to do on a bigger bubble. Would have been easier if I made bigger bubbles. But we can do it like this to just give you an idea of what can be done. And you know, after you learn this kind of stuff, then you can use this technique to make bubbles in a landscape or like underwater. So it's a good skill to have, to know how to do patterns. Then you won't have that fear of the empty page. That's a good strategy. You know, I actually prefer my voice when I talk on 2-speed because I'm such a slow talker. When I watch my videos, I'm like, get to the point already. At one point, I wanted to make my voice sound like, well, you know how you speed up your voice in the editor? Oh, also Bright Creations. I use an editor on my computer, and you probably have one. I started with free ones, whatever was the generic one on my computer and on my phone. So I just started with the generic ones. Now I have a better one that, you know, it's a learning curve, but you can do it. And what was I gonna say? Right, the editing. I was gonna edit my voice to be much higher pitched and faster. My husband said, okay, Bright, see you, catch you next time. Thank you so much for stopping by. That is very sweet of you, and I'll see you next time. I'll check out your video too. So now I'm just adding some of this highlight, and if you put them all in the same direction, that's what really gives it the illusion of, it makes it pretty realistic. See what it looks like. And because this paper is darker, and this reflection is the brightest part on the paper. If you think this is tedious, I have a whole door in my bathroom that is just water droplets. Internet. It's a love-hate relationship. Yeah, so usually when I make art on my own, you know, like a regular, not a live stream, not a YouTube live stream, I have all sorts of things that I like to listen to, and it's relaxing to keep doing the same thing over and over again. A repetitive really gets you into that flow. I like this. I get you a little closer. Isn't that pretty cool? It looks like little bubbles. Bubbles floating up. Alright, well, time for my favorite thing. Well, this is tile number 2. Let me name it. I'm gonna put my little signature here. It's an L for Laura. Or Lewis. Or anybody else whose name starts with L. Let's make those cheesy eyelashes. There. That's me. And my energy. Okay. Now I'm gonna do something different now. I want to do... Shall we start? I'm thinking maybe I should use a white pencil. I don't have a white pencil. I have a white pencil, but I don't want it to not be able to be erased. So let me just make my 4 dots. You can still see them with graphite. My 4 dots, my notification of arrival, and make the lines also kind of wavy. And for this one, I want to do a mandala. I want to do this kind of... It's kind of difficult for me to make circles, but these are gonna be, you can see. These are gonna be my makeshift strings. So since I can't make exact concentric circles, I mean, sure, I could do them with a compass, but I don't feel like doing that. Just bad. I feel like just using something that you might not have. So my mandala is gonna be asymmetrical on purpose. It's gonna be an organic looking mandala. So let's that's my circle. Okay, and for this one I'm not actually using micron pens. I'm using this gold gel pen, which is so luscious and delicious. So I'm not even sure that I'm gonna be following any of the the patterns that I use so far. I might, but just make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kind of like a snowflake, perhaps. And then it's quite thick. So asymmetrical, oh my god. Okay, then we're gonna make some dots in between. And I honestly, I'm just winging it right now. Let us make, which is okay, winging it is okay. Spontaneous creations. Just remembering our patterns and not being afraid. Feel like our lines are just hindering, not helping anymore. We can just ignore them. Well, this gel pen dries quite slowly, so gotta be sure not to smudge. And let's see what we do next. I'm doing the spirals going in different directions. This one is like that. Just alternating. And you can see that they're not really symmetrical or looking exactly the same. But that's okay. All I'm saying, as long as you have a gold pen. No, I'm just kidding. You can do this with anything. It's not too shabby. It's looking pretty cool. Okay, and then let's see. What pattern? What pattern? I think I'm better going the opposite way. Thank you, Louis. You don't really see the richness of the gold on the video. It's a shame. It's much yellower in this reality. In this reality. So funny, sometimes my mom would call and say, so what's happening? I hear some terrible things happening there in America. On the news, they're saying some terrible things. And I'm always like, really? Not here. In my world, things are pretty cool. I don't know what kind of where you're looking, but life is pretty good. It all depends on where you're looking. I have the choice to look, at something good, or I can turn on the tube. I don't recommend it. Okay, then I just made a lot of unsubscribers right now. Which is okay. Man, you gotta resonate with a person if you're gonna stick around with them, right? So I'd rather you know right from the start. Just kidding. I'm gonna shut up now. So I received this gold pen. I think it was in the Paletful box, the Paletful Packs box from April. I really love this gold gel. It's a Uniball Signal Broad, made in Japan. It's a gold gel pen. I've never used this gel pen before, and I gotta tell you, I really, really love it. And it looks really cool on the black paper. The news and the vision. Yeah. Exactly. The comedic route is always a good route to take. Yeah, we all need to unwind and get out of our serious realities. Just get out of that survival mode. Gotta get into the just the fun of life. 'Cause if you don't have fun in life, then what's the point? Am I right? And besides, when you think about it, the point of comedy is to know the tragedy of human life and still have the strength to laugh at it. And I feel like the best comedians are very tortured souls. So let's give it some more layers and then let's do some patterns in between here. I feel like doing some patterns within the patterns would be nice. It's so funny when you see all of those Persian carpets and all those amazing intricate patterns and mosques and mosaics and church, filigree, all sorts of amazing artwork. And you realize they are all complexity is made from the simplest of patterns and forms and shapes. And that's what makes everything. And it's really refreshing to know that you can always do something amazing if you just give it time. Because that's what all great things are made of, time. Life force. Of course, there's a lot of philosophies and modes of thought. And sometimes I think, the mind is such an interesting thing. You can make it believe pretty much anything. Like, I make my mind believe a lot of things, depending on what I want to focus on, Like, my mind is so gullible. Like, mind, you are not having breakfast today. Late night turned. I don't know what you mean there. But let's do some little dots here. I really love dots too. I think dots are so fun. And so this is completely different from what you're doing, Louis. But I want to learn more about how to draw faces and I don't know what method I'm gonna go for, but I think I had mentioned the Loomis method, which, when I don't know much about drawing faces, but the traditional method that I was aware of when I learned about faces initially was the one where you draw an oval and then you divide it into half, and then that's just about where the eyes are, and then everything, or the eyebrows, and then everything is measured 2/3 from there on. But the Loomis method is that you start with a circle. Andrew Loomis. You start with a circle and then you further divide that. So let's do some more stuff with this. Let's do some little crescent shapes. Oh, and this pen glides so nicely on the paper. Oh, just a pleasure. Mind is amazing. A very useful servant, but a terrible master. You gotta hold the reins of the mind if you want it to work for you. And it's so, I was gonna say funny, but funny isn't really the word. It's so sad that we don't teach that, you know, in schools. Like, that's like the most important thing. Your mind, because it's all in the mind. I could do a bark drawing. That's funny. So I'm just gonna do some of these things here. And then I think I'm getting close to having a full page and not having space anymore. Well, there you go, guys. This is really easy, something that anybody can draw on Doodle and relax, and you can give these things as gifts if you want to, or you can, you know, hang them as Christmas ornaments. I don't know. And let's do this one. Let's make it look like it's coming from behind. Thanks, Louis. So glad you're liking this. This looks a bit Indian-ish to me, like tribal feathers. You got plans for the weekend? Are you doing something? I actually have plans for the weekend. Ninja throwing star. That's a, yeah, have it laminated in gold. Have it laminated and throw it into a ninja star. Turn it into a, yeah, that would be quite dangerous. Now I can leave it like that, just with them on one side. I like that. And you know what? I think I'm thinking probably I don't know if I like that, but I'm committed. I committed to it, and now this is what it is. I was saying this. Your plans need to try not to work for once. I know. That's my forever problem. I need to go outside too. I keep I gotta put it on my calendar and or put it in my journal as a date with myself. No, I can take the family out. But this weekend tomorrow my friend has an art show. So today, right after this, I'm going to help her set up her studio and bring some art to her. She said, yeah, you can bring some art. She's displaying her students' art. And yeah, she said, yeah, why not? Let's do some just for fun. Just for funsies. Now, how do you make bubbles with gold? Guess like that. So that's the plan. It'll be fun. But yeah, going outside. You're the only one talking. Thank you. Yeah, everybody else is very... My husband is probably watching, but he's at work now. So, it's just supporting me with his presence. And probably some other lurkers out there that don't want to say hello, which is okay. Well, one of them is me, because I have my other YouTube account that's watching, for the hours and the YouTube friction. Oh, I got a gold dot on my notebook journal. So, yeah, this is it. What? Well, you know what? It's I think it's enough. And it's 2-hour stream, and we did the 3 of these patterns. How do I put them so that they're all visible? There you go. 1, 2, 3. So this is it for today, guys. I am so thankful that you came and watched, and I love you. And if you're watching this on the replay, give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Tell me what else you want to see. And remember, next videos there's gonna be a lot of methodical, strategic drawings. So I'll catch you next time, and have a lovely, lovely weekend. Until next time, bye. Trust